Give it up for Josh Johnson!
I don't know. Yeah, maybe y'all saw, maybe you didn't see. Maybe, I mean, people can only watch so much news, you know? But y'all saw the president at the UN. This is, I didn't see everything as it was happening. I heard about some stuff later, right? So then I got a text message from my friend. They were like, "Oh, did you see what happened at the UN?" I'm like, "No, I didn't see what happened at the UN." And they explained to me that, you know, he was getting on escalator, and then the escalator stopped. Now, I thought at the time, I thought it was going very differently. I thought the escalator stopped on like a down escalator. That would have been a big deal. Imagine you on escalator. You have belief. You get on a down escalator, you're like, all right, it's gonna take me where I need to go. No need for a seatbelt. If that thing just stops, the momentum, whoa! Now the president's falling down the steps. So I thought that's what happened. Then I watched the video and I saw that he just walked up to the escalator, stepped on the escalator, and the escalator broke. And you saw him stand at the bottom of the escalator like, what? And Melania didn't miss a beat. She just started walking up the escalator. And so there were people that were like, this was sabotage. UN needs to be investigated. Somebody needs to be arrested, right? But then he made it up the escalator / stairs. And he went to speak to the UN. Went to speech for the whole of the UN. He's standing here, UN over there. And as soon as he goes to start, the teleprompter broke. We know the teleprompter broke because he told us. As soon as he walked up, he told us, teleprompter broke. First the escalator, teleprompter broke. Nothing here work. Nothing. No, teleprompter. And it's like, look, if you're delivering a speech and it's been, you know, uploaded to a teleprompter, then teleprompter breaks, all right, like, that is something to be annoyed or caught off guard about. But I'm sitting there watching like, why do you care that the teleprompter, you're not gonna read it, like you're not. Every speech is off the dome. Every speech you can tell every speech he's over here freestyling every time. Why do you even have a speechwriter? You know the president's speechwriter right now gotta be the easiest job of the world. You just over here typing up chapters from Great Expectations, knowing he's not gonna read it. Knowing he's just gonna go, you know what I mean? He goes off of vibes. What do you care that the teleprompter's broke? You weren't gonna look at it. You might have read the first couple sentences and then been like, you know what? I'm gonna speak from the heart. And so the teleprompter broke it. You know? And so he's like, I guess I'll just have to. Which was also wild because the speech was printed out in front of him. But he was like, no, you want me to turn pages? No. And then proceeds to, you know, give this address to the UN, and Depending on who you talk to. Depending on whose opinion you're listening to, it did not go fantastic. Because the energy of the speech was like the normal energy. It was like rally energy, you know, like talking to his base or something. But this is the UN. They don't live here. Like some of the stuff they don't care about. Like you talking to the UN. Everyone's here. He's over here like I inherited a mess and we fixed it and like years ago we were down in the dumps and now we're the hottest country in the world. He keeps saying we're the hottest country in the world and I don't know what that means. I feel like even the UN was like, so what? Climate change? What does he mean the hottest? This is also wild because like you talking to other countries right now. Why are you dunking on them right now? Then dude's over here. I ended like 7 wars. And it's just funny because like everybody he talking about is there. So now some of these countries look at each other across the desk like, I don't know. I didn't even, what did I say? Nah, it was incredible. And then there was a weird thing. I think it was Brazil. He was talking about the leader of Brazil and how, like, first of all, this dude also tariffing everybody. So then he was talking about how he doesn't do deals with people he doesn't like, but then he had a good handshake with the leader of Brazil, so maybe they could work something out. Even Brazil had to be like, yo, I don't know. I just saw him in the hallway. Out here trying to be cordial. I don't even know if this is good. Was this good? No, it's phenomenal performance. Truly, I've not seen anything like it. Just over here. I'm sure if you were at the UN, just sitting there, you just sitting there quietly listening, looking over at other countries. There's some countries that had just be chuckling. Like countries that aren't in the mix, you know what I mean? Like if you're not like a key member of BRICS or you're not, you know what I mean? Like if you're not like in the news in that way, you just come, you enjoy the show. You know? Like I imagine maybe Zimbabwe might have been cracking up. They'd be like, that's your friend. That's your friend. But that wasn't the only incredible performance. That wasn't the only press conference. Because they held a press conference. Because they found it. They found it. They nailed it down. They found the cause. That's what they said. No one gathered everybody together. Got the press conference going on. Looked like it was in the Oval Office. Yeah. And they were going to talk about the causes that they had found, the root cause of autism. This is what they said. And so, they walk in and you had Dr. Oz. Dr. Osmosis himself. You know Dr. Ozymandias. Like, Dr. Oz is standing there. And like, why? How did this happen? If we are just gonna start putting people from TV in real, like, government position, in real medical field, can we at least get somebody from, like, Grey's Anatomy or something? You know what I mean? Like, if we are already not being serious, can we not be serious better? Who is checking for Dr. Oz besides Oprah? Who is... He's standing there, doesn't even really look that healthy himself. This man's advice so far has been actually insane. They've done interviews with him. He's, spoken to the public. Like, what would you suggest for Americans? The man's out here. If you want to, if you don't, look. If you don't want to be sick, be healthy. I wish I was joking. I wish, like, I can barely take credit for that one. I changed like 2 words. So you got Dr. Oz from TV on one side. And then you have y'all know who he is. And then you have RFK Jr. on the other side, looking odder than usual. If y'all saw it, you know what I'm talking about. RFK Jr. showed up. I don't know what's happening. Because it wasn't like a tan. Like, he looked like a bruised blueberry. Like, he looked wild, and nobody addressing it. Nobody saying anything. The president over here just trying to not use his peripheral vision. RFK Jr. is white. No, that is a white man. He's white. He's a white guy. But that's the first time I've ever seen a white guy and been like, he is colored. Like that. Yo, my man, what is happening? He just stand there like he's been holding his breath for 26 years. This is very bad. And then, I don't know who told him. I imagine it could have been somebody, higher up, but it could even just been an aide that told the president, okay, you're going to give this press conference, you're going to talk about links to autism, and what you need to do, this is very important, for legal, this is very important for a lot of reasons, what you need to do is say the name of the drug. Then you can go on and say the brand name. But you need to say the name of the drug, because the drug is what we're saying is the link, not one particular brand. So there are other like store brands that are this drug. You need to say the drug. Say the drug. You have to say the drug. Okay? Say the drug. And I'm sure he attacked it with that regular, bravado. I'm gonna say it, whatever. Get out of here. Let me work. Let me get in the zone, all right? I got you in my ear. I got him over here being purple. Let me work. Man goes up, starts the speech. It's rolling. It's rolling with it. And then he hit a more than 8-letter word. And then the commander-in-chief, leader of the free world, in real time, in front of us, the American public, technically the whole world, because the internet, our leader in front of the nation, at a press conference they called. Our leader in real time sounded it out. I try really hard. No matter who somebody is, no matter the background, no matter the situation, really treat people like equals, not like look at people a certain type of way. We all struggle. We all have our different strengths and weaknesses and everything. But I'm just going to go out on a limb and say it. If you are 80 and you haven't attacked a word before, maybe it's just not a word you ever going to get. Like if you... It's late. It's late for him to be sounding out new words. Because the word, you could see, he could see the word coming up. And sounded it out confidently too, just over here, asymptotes, and it's not like it was in the mic. You couldn't hear it into the mic, but you could tell Dr. Oz was standing there trying to do hard ventriloquism. Just... Dr. Oz was standing there like, just open your mouth, let me do it. Just... Dr. Oz was fighting to just, you could see him. Acetone, acetone, I knew when he looked around, we were cooked. Like I knew it. When that man looked up from the paper, I was like, no, stay on it, stay on it. Stay with it, you almost got it. Acetone. Acetaminophen. Tylenol. And like that. That is also wild too. Gave us the full, what is it, Porky Pig? Gave us the full Quit Tylenol. And he was hitting those T's, that Tylenol, extra hard. He was getting his payback with those T's. Tylenol, don't take that Tylenol. When y'all see Tylenol, because it was rough. It was like you've been in third grade before. Remember when a teacher, I didn't even know this at the time, but it was basically when a teacher had like a hangover, and so then the teacher would just make y'all read the book to each other. At the time, I really thought it was about learning, and now that I'm grown enough to have friends that are teachers, I'm like, no, you had a bender. That's what this is. Don't try to put this off on the students. You seeing double right now. And so it would be, your turn would be coming up, and you would do a thing. Somebody would be reading over here, and you start counting people and counting paragraphs. And then you read ahead a little bit so that when it's your time to read your paragraph, you're reading your paragraph all fast and everything. People can't even retain the information. Then, there'd always be that one kid. There'd be that one kid where it's like, when you get to his paragraph, that's going to last till the end of class. So you literally count your paragraph till you have to read, and then you count paragraphs, and you like, the bell gonna ring here. Sometimes to be a kid, everybody learns differently. We all have different abilities, and you do your best to be as patient as possible. I remember, I had one kid in my class that we would do that, and then his paragraph be coming up, and as soon as his paragraph start, everybody's like, and then he would start, and he would be sounding it out, and then hit the word, and then sounding it out. Everybody learns at a different pace. Sounding it out, hit the word. Sound it out, hit the word. Sometimes he'd even go back, sound it out, hit the word, say the last 3 words together. He's learning. We're all learning. Everybody moves in their own time. But sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I was a kid too. I wasn't always patient. Sometimes he'd be sitting there and be like, and I'd be like, A, it's A, it's A, it's A, it's A. You already hit it. It's A, it's A. There's nothing left to do. It's A, it's A. It is A. You did it. High five. You did it. It's A. It's only A. And then you grow up and you mature and you realize that everybody's good at stuff. People aren't as good at stuff and everything. Because I'll tell you what, I could read, when I was a kid, I could read, very good at reading. My math wasn't great. So then when it came to math, it was me who was like a little bit behind all the time, especially when we got to like algebra. Because I could factor a little bit. I understood denominators and stuff like that. Like I felt like I was keeping up and everything. But when we hit algebra, all of a sudden the tables were turned. This is why you have to be as patient with people as you want them to be with you. Because I'm sitting there, and for the first time, there's letters. There's letters in the math problem, but I'm sitting over here like, and then he was sitting there like, it's 4, it's 4, it's 4. And so, he's over there. He went ahead and dunked on that acetaminophen, and then went ahead and started saying Tylenol, started describing to the people things that were not on the paper in front of him. Which is why you definitely shouldn't be upset when the teleprompter doesn't work. You know this is what you're gonna do. This man was just throwing out all types of wild claims. This dude was like, hey, look, The Amish? The Amish don't have any autism. And a couple times in this press conference, he would say something, then turn to somebody and be like, is that true? My man, no, it's all on the paper. They put it all on the paper. You had RFK Jr. turn from purple to red. Because then he just started going off on like vaccines in general. You know, and just started saying like, look, you know, it's too much. It's too much. And he's not the first person, he's not the only person to be saying that. It's too much at one time. You know, you got those beautiful babies and you shooting them up with 80 shots of liquid. The thing that stuck out to me about the liquid thing is that you could tell he wanted to say juice. You could tell he's like, they put too much juice in them babies. Nobody need all that vaccine juice. No, it was truly wild. And then it was over. And then it was over. I can't imagine what it must have been like to be on the board of Tylenol. If you're on the board of Tylenol watching this press conference, you over here probably on a whole roller coaster of emotions. Like, at first you'd be sweating because they had let it slip several times that this is basically what the topic was going to be and what was going to be said. It had been like, you know, pieced out, little flavor, little sprinkle here and there for the media all the way up until that press conference, right? But then, when they actually said it, I'm sure Tylenol was stressing when they said this is what the press conference was going to be about. This is what they were going to talk about. You work at Tylenol, you sitting there on the edge of your seat. And then he goes to say the name of the drug, and you're probably like, this might not be that bad for us, honestly. Like, he almost said a cinnamon. We might be in the clear here. All we gotta do is come out with a label, no cinnamon in our product. We'll be fine. And then he says your brand name. Then he says your brand name over and over again, and now you're like, that's not good. That one came out perfectly. And then he talks about the Amish, and you're like, I guess if people watch the whole thing, they'll be confused enough to not know if they should take it or not. Because my thing is, look, why have such an unforced error? You know what I mean? Go ahead. You already got Caroline Levitt talking to the media all the time. Get her out there to start the thing. Get her to say the name of the drug and then walk off. Then you can go and just go off your vibes and everything. You had two people on either side of you that probably say the name of the drug all the time. Don't let him, but let Dr. Oz say it. Let him earn his keep. No, he over here supposed to be a doctor. Got the shortest name I've ever seen. Because I do my best to be up on the news, but I don't always want to talk about, politics and stuff. Sometimes there's stuff that happens that has nothing to do with anything political, and it just warms your heart to see it. You'll see a news story that captivates you, and it doesn't take you into like any sort of polarized position, Like I saw this South Carolina teacher that got arrested got arrested for using fart spray on the students as a punishment. Look, I'm not a teacher. I come from like a family of teachers, people that work in education. And like kids have always and will always drive adults insane. It's like part of the bargain that we have. Is part of the truce, you know? It's like y'all won't do a Lord of the Flies. Y'all just be bad in school and we'll pay the bills. And like, I can't imagine what it's like to teach, especially now. You have kids who genuinely, because of like lockdown and COVID and stuff like that, missed out on little pieces. You have adults now who missed out on like a full college experience. You also have little kids who missed out on having their friends over and, being able to socialize at a very specific point in their life. So everybody's been like knocked off their kilter a little bit by COVID and by lockdown, not being able to just be with each other. That's just, a fact. And because of how school was going in that time, you have people who are really behind because they didn't have that special attention. You had to do school on Zoom with a bunch of other students, and maybe a kid needed help and they couldn't get it immediately, not in the way you can get it when you're present, I can't imagine what it would be like right now to be in school, sitting there trying to do my algebra like zzz, 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 zzz. And so then the kids come back to school and, some of them are excited to see their friends. Some of them are still trying to learn how to socialize. Some of them, maybe aren't as affected as others. But kids will be kids. Kids will be loud. They won't listen, all that stuff. And then what do you do if you're a teacher? You got teachers out here fighting for their lives just to try to teach you some English. You see videos of it all the time, teachers going through it because students don't want to listen, all this stuff. And this is the person that's just trying to make sure you know how to spell. So one day, if you make it all the way to the White House and you have to address the nation, you won't be like, cinematosis. And so if you're a teacher, you know what I mean? What do you do? Like my teachers used to yell. Teachers yell. It happens. Hey, stop! And you can tell. There's a certain yell, especially when you got like a male teacher. There's a certain yell that you can tell you broke him because his voice cracked. You know what I mean? Like, if he's like, hey, hey, y'all, chill out, right? And he's had enough of it, and maybe you're the first period of the day. You know what I mean? Y'all being a little loud. Hey, listen up, right? Something happened at about 5th period and on, where if you really got him at his wits' end, he'd be like, hey! Came and help you people. That's how you can tell. That's how you can tell when a teacher really at the edge, when they just start talking to the students like they are society. Like it's like you do your best, You go to a state school to save money because you're not going to make it here. You got a passion for Spanish, so you try to teach it to you knuckleheads. Just truly, teacher ready to cry. Over here, you get that third shut up. Sometimes that third shut up doesn't have any bass behind it. It sounds a little bit, shut up! Leaning against the board. I don't know what to do. And so what do? You know what I mean? Yelling doesn't work. You can't hit them. Somebody came up with a plan. Somebody was like, all right, y'all don't respect me? Okay, y'all don't respect me? You will respect this. Because I've read different reports. Some reports say he was like doing a prank or whatever. Some reports say he was like mad about whatever. But I'm telling you, he could have done it for any amount of reasons. Maybe this dude didn't take his job seriously. Maybe, he was out here just trying to prank for fun. He's somehow like a teacher's assistant or whatever, and still hadn't like grown up. So then he's over here. Ooh, look at you, stinky. Ooh. Ooh, stink butt over here. Ooh. Maybe. But maybe he had enough. You can only take so many spitballs to the back of the neck before you snap. Maybe this dude came in one day and was like, all right, look, I hate this, come to this, I really do. But please believe me, if you talk all the time or you never talked before, anybody can get it, all right? I'm not gonna lose my voice this week because y'all don't want to learn. Anybody can get it. Anybody. I'm gonna put it right here. And I'm begging y'all not to test me. As soon as somebody's talking to their friend, he's like, what? He must have been brandishing it. He must have been wielding it, because apparently, like, from what I read, like 100 parents complained or something. This dude got arrested, and then I think they said like 2 students went to the hospital or something like that. And I'm sure you over there in interrogation tried to defend yourself. They should have thought about that asthma when they were doing all that talking, all right? How do we know it was a spray? What if it was that talking that caused the asthma attack? Over here, mouth moving 100 miles a minute. I'm trying to teach something. Listening is easy to breathe. Because I wonder how much he must have done it. You know what I mean? Was it just off of anything? Just one little noise? Huh? Or did he wait? Was he like writing on the board, letting the chatter sort of build? And then that's the thing. When you're a kid in class, you always think you're good if you're just not as loud as the loudest person. But that noise rises the entire level of the volume, because now if everybody's talking a little bit, somebody's going to get a little bit more confident, get a little louder. Everybody starts talking a little louder. And as long as they're not as loud as the loud one, now everybody's basically screaming just so they can hear themselves, because they're all doing so much talking. And next thing you know, he whips around. Hey! Y'all gonna learn today. Because even the school said that he did $55,000 worth of damage. How? It must just be in the walls now.
Hey friends, I was actually off the road last weekend, so we're still dropping an unreleased set, but stay tuned afterwards because I'm going to be answering some of your questions from the internet. And if you have other questions that I don't get to, you can drop them in the comments. And if you have any questions at all, just keep being cool to each other. See you in a bit.
I've also been obsessing over that lady on TikTok who was digging in her yard and found that rug. Like, in case you didn't see this, there's a woman that was on TikTok, right? And this will be important later. But she's white, all right? And basically, she was making TikToks for like her fans and her friends and stuff. And in one of her TikToks, she she comes onto the TikTok and she's like, y'all, I think my house is haunted. Okay? And then she starts giving her reason, and she does a little tour of her office where all these things are moved that aren't supposed to be moved. She's like, I'm the only one that comes in here, and this is here, and it's usually up here, and then this is moved over here. And then when I opened my laptop, the laptop was like cracked from the inside. Like and you could see it. It was like corrupt, like it looked like ink had been spilled. It was so shattered on the inside, right? And she was like, I don't know. I think I have a ghost. And in my head, I'm watching this, and I'm just sort of pulling from life experience. I'm just kind of like, you ain't ever been robbed before? Like, and so then, another TikTok she makes after that is she's digging in her yard. I think they're moving a fence or something. And then they hit something. And then they look at what they hit. And it's like this rug that's been buried underground, right? And it's a thick rug too. And then she's like, making a TikTok being like, isn't this weird? And I was like, that's a body. That's clearly a body, okay? And then this is the thing. When it comes to every person has different speeds that they operate at, right? You catch them on one day, they might react to you a certain way, another day a certain way. But some people do have like defaults, right? So one thing that's happened in the last like 4 years especially is that anytime a white woman's talking, we jump to Karen pretty quick, right? Like, there's Karens out there, but then sometimes someone will just have a menu and be like, does this one have gluten? And we're like, Karen! Like, that's... It's appropriate when it's appropriate, and it's not appropriate when it's not appropriate, right? But for everything, there is its opposite, okay? And I think that for us, we do need to start talking about the complete opposite, because we all know this person. We all know the white woman who doesn't want to make a big deal out of anything. We've all met this person. She could literally be on fire. And she's like, y'all, I'm just warm. Like, no. You are in danger, Bethany. Let us help you. You know what I mean? Like, she could call you. She could call you in the middle of a robbery. She's at the bodega. It's getting robbed right now. And she calling you being like, oh, no, I don't want to bother her. Just if you get around to dialing those, like, 3 numbers, it would be really helpful. And this is who we have on our hands in this situation, because I'm not the only one, right? I see the thing and I'm like, that's a body. And then everyone else in the comments is like, girl, that's a body. And this is the thing about internet comments in general, right? At best, almost all the time, random comments on the internet are at least not helpful. They're at least not doing anything for you when you read them, or when you posted them, they're not actually good feedback. Yeah, I mean, like, it happens a lot, especially because the internet's just out for everybody, Especially on a place like TikTok. People stumble onto your stuff and then they just comment on it, whatever they think. It might have nothing to do with what you're talking about, Like, as an example, years ago, I bought some nunchucks. And I was watching a tutorial on how to nunchuck. And the dude's tutorial was good. He wasn't hitting himself at all. He would do exactly what he was doing, right? But then I went down to the comments
to see if it was as helpful to other people as it was to me. And none of the comments had anything to do with nunchuck. The top comment was like, support the troops. And it's like, sure, but how'd you get that from this? So for all of her comments to be like, girl, that's a body, I think you should listen. You know? She made another TikTok where she was like, another really weird thing that happened was that my stepson was like going to bed and he went to plug in his phone. And when he woke up in the morning, instead of the phone being on 100%, it was on 3%. And you know how ghosts can suck up energy? I'm like, no, we're past this. We're past this. It's a body. It's a body. And once again, she was doing that white woman thing, trying to not make a big deal because, guys, I don't think it's a body. She says, I don't think that it's a body. I'm like, you think it's a ghost? It being a body helps your thing too. Every ghost used to have a body. Why are you acting like we're the dumb ones? And so then she makes another TikTok where she's like, okay, y'all, I called the police. And it's funny because she describes like calling the police and stuff. And when she called the police and told them the situation, I was digging in my yard and I was trying to move this fence. I hit the rug, whatever, and the rug's very thick. We can't just, because that's the other thing. She can't just pull it up. It's so heavy that it's like, it's down there. She would have to dig more to even expose more rug to even try to pull it up. And she tells the police that, and the police are like, that's not like a body. And so the police come out, right? And I am not a cop. I don't know how police work actually works. I don't know what procedure is or anything. All I know is what I saw in the video, because she was also making a TikTok out of the police coming and checking out the hole. And the police, when they got there, I don't know what exactly they were doing, but they were doing that thing where, you know, like when they have their hands in their vest? And so there was one cop that walked up and he was like, that might be a body. So police look it over, because cops came twice, right? Police look it over. Then, part is fuzzy. I don't know what actually happened linking these two things. I don't know if the police said this to her before they left, or if they called later and told her this, but basically they were like, look, it's a hole. I get that you're invested and that it's the rug, but we don't have the resources to just like do some big dig in your backyard for a case that's like not an open case or anything. There's not like some missing person or something. So we just, if you want to dig, if you want to dig and then call us if you find something, you can, but like, we're not gonna. And I mean, look, in this case, it was just the rug. It's not like a foot was hanging out or something, you know what I mean? And so then that was sort of that. And so she makes another TikTok where she talks to people and she's like, hey, listen, I know that y'all are all invested. I know that this is weird, but I don't have the money to just dig up my whole backyard just to try to find out what this is. Because in the case that it's nothing, I dug up my whole backyard and then I have to pay to, because it was also like going in the direction of her fire pit too, which means she would have had to pull up all that stuff. So she was like, I don't know where this sort of leaves us, right? And she makes another TikTok not too long after that. Because what has happened through social is that we're all talking. We're all talking, we're all, like, listening's a strong word, but we're all talking. All right? But you gain the interest, and you can intrigue people from all over the world, right? And so as people are getting more and more invested in this thing, she makes another TikTok a little while later where basically someone was watching her last TikTok about how, yeah, she didn't have the money to just dig up her whole yard and everything. And so then they messaged her and they were like, hey, I own a construction company. I'll dig. I will not be left on a cliffhanger, all right? Digging is what I do. And so then, the next TikTok is her basically being like, hey, this person with this construction company said that they would come over and dig and help me figure it out and everything. So go ahead and tune back in. 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to go live and we'll find out together. This is what's really jarring about that, right? Is that TV used to be TV. You used to get your entertainment from TV, and TV was a thing. You used to buy the TV and know that all the TV would happen on TV. But now, slowly, over time, we're TV. Whether we mean to be or not. There's plenty of people who have realized they were TV in real time and been like, I messed up. I did not want to be TV today. TV used to, we're spoiled. We're used to 24-hour news. We're used to 24-hour programming, even pay programming. When a channel runs out of TV ideas, they're like, well, we'll let this person try to sell you something for 3 hours. You know what I mean? TV used to just have a few channels, too. TV used to have like 5 channels. And they didn't even have a lot of ideas. The TV would be like, guys, we're done. TV, you would have your TV on, but TV would be off. Because they just didn't have any more programs. They were like, you know what it is. We'll see you at 3 o'clock tomorrow. Go to bed. What are you doing up? Why are you still up right now? You have a problem. You need to see somebody, a doctor maybe. You probably have insomnia because you have left this TV on all night knowing that the Dick Cavett show only goes so late. And I didn't know about any of this. My grandpa was telling me, you know what I mean? But he was like, yeah, you used to, that used to be how you knew you had a sleeping problem. And now, she's opened herself up to the fact that, this incident has made her TV. She even said, tune in at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. I was like, you have commercials too? Damn. And then soon after that, she makes another TikTok where she's like, okay, all right. So I got a call, construction company calls, but I got another call from homicide. And a part of me was like, duh, it's a body. But she's like, I got a call from homicide that basically they said that they don't know who the last 2 officers were communicating with because it wasn't them. They must have talked to somebody else who told them to tell me what they told me. Homicide heard about the case and they were like, we would very much like to check. That's like our whole job, to check if that's a body. And so we're gonna come tomorrow and they basically tell her, they're like, hey, if we find something, this will turn your house upside down. Are you prepared for that? And she was like, yeah, I want to get to the bottom of this thing. It's been on my mind, and we're not just curious. It's like, this could potentially be terrifying, And so they're like, okay. And if we don't find anything, then you're free to let the construction company dig and just see, get to the bottom of what maybe is dinosaur bones. Who knows, right? So the next day comes, and she says in the TikTok, she's like, look, so still tune in at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, but I don't know what you're going to be watching. So sure enough, homicide comes. They bring the detectives. They also bring the cadaver dogs, right? And both cadaver dogs signal at the spot in the rug, right? And they even did in different ways, because I don't really know. don't know much about cadaver dogs. All I know is that the first dog, he seemed a bit junior. Do you know what I mean? That first dog was just a little too happy-go-lucky. You know what I mean? Like he really showed up and was like, oh, what a beautiful day. It's wonderful just be in a yard and be able to run around, stretch your legs, and hang out with your friends and stuff. Oh! Y'all, this is just my opinion. I think that's a body. Second dog comes out, must have been more senior dog. They must bring two just to make triple sure, you know what I mean? Because second dog comes out much calmer, at least to me. Just, had more of a dignified gait to his walk. Walking around. Yep, that's a body. Ooh, y'all, come get me. That's a body. And it's got to be tough. It's got to be tough to be like a police dog because you don't know you have a job. Think about a police dog, just a dog. They think they're chilling. They think their life is normal. They only have like wild reactions once in a while, you know? Like, I wonder what it would be like to take a police dog to like just the dog park. Have him converse with other dogs and stuff. Running around. That house dog is like, hey, how you doing? Looking good, you know. I love a pup in uniform. Oh, this? Oh, yeah. I wear it all the time. That was, you know, you come to this park often. Oh, yeah, every day. Every day, me and my pal come here, and then, you know, we lets me run around, and then we walk home, and then he feeds me treats, and I take a nap, and the police dog's like, nap? What's that? Oh, you know, when you just get tired and you fall asleep whenever you want. And it's like, okay, must be nice. You know, and you said your owner gives you treats. What kind of treats? House dog's like, oh, all the treats. It's incredible. I get like the beef treats and the chicken treats. I go crazy for the tuna treats. I try to play it cool, but I can't. They're too good. You know, sometimes I'll play hard to get, but then I'm a sucker for the tuna treats. Do you get treats? And police dog's like, yeah, I get treats all the time. What kind of treats do you get? Police dog's like, mostly cocaine. You know, because I'm one of the dogs that they have sniffed for the cocaine, and so I'm running all in the house checking for the cocaine. I usually get there first, and so sometimes I take a little off the top, you know what I mean? A couple extra sniffs. You know, it's gotta be wild. It's gotta be wild to think as a police dog, you're just going for a walk. And they're like, smell this. Oh, okay. See what else smells like this out here. You're like, oh, all right. You just on a nice stride, you know, running with your pal, and then out of nowhere you're like, something over here smells like, oh my gosh, that's a body. So both the cadaver dogs signal, right? And when they signal, she's like, oh my gosh, like, she's really taking it back. And I think that's also the first time that this becomes like real, because I think, I can't say what was going on in her head, but I can imagine that, like, at the time you're just kind of going through the motions and having your own little true crime thing. But then when there's really something there and it becomes real, like, oh, this is terrible. This is terrifying. And then the police even come over and they're like, hey, you might want to stop recording. And so she makes another TikTok hours later where she's like, hey, I'm sorry I left y'all on a cliffhanger. Police were like, hey, maybe you want to stop recording. So I stopped recording and everything. But yeah, there's just people all over my house and stuff. And it was just like, I think it was all hitting her at once. And it must have been overwhelming, And she's even saying to the camera, she's like, and the police, they appreciate the fact that I'm the one that called them and stuff like that. So it's not like they're looking at me or anything. I was like, nope. Call a lawyer. 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 Call a lawyer now. Put the phone down and call a lawyer. Don't talk to me. Call a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. Stop talking to me. Call a lawyer. That's a lot to assume. That's a lot to assume. Hey, guys, I just found this body. Like, I have nothing to do with it. And it's got to be tough. Like, I really did try to put myself in her shoes. It's got to be horrific to find something like that, what it might be, all that stuff. I think about what any of us might do. You know what I mean? Maybe not make a TikTok about it, but like what any of us might do. Like, I think about what I would do. I'm a homeowner. I'm moving my fence, and then hit this rug. A rug, by the way, that had a tree planted on top of it. I think about what I would do, right? As Josh, and even more importantly, maybe as like a black dude in America. I'm not gonna lie, I think I'd be like, yeah. I didn't kill him. So then they like properly excavate and they do a whole dig, and it turns out it's not a body. Isn't it weird to be disappointed? Isn't it kind of weird to be disappointed that somebody's not dead? It's not a body at all. It was a rug that had a tree planted over it that was buried, which, I'm not gonna lie, is way weirder. That's so much more jarring now. There's so many more questions I have now. We understand, it's not right, but we understand how people get got. Like, we kind of, like, there's a part of you, maybe you're in the mob or something like that, but this thing is way weirder. That means that your house was previously owned by a freak. That just means that there was someone that owned your house that was burying rugs and planting trees on top. What else were they doing? Licking banisters? What goes through the mind of somebody who buried? What kind of witchcraft is that? I want answers. She's gonna be retiling her roof years from now, and there's gonna be a piece of bologna under every tile. What kind of cartoon house is this?
How do you balance weekly stand-up and a daily show?
I work at Daily Show Monday through Thursday, and then we go on the road Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday. And so I know that it's a lot, but it's also everything I've been trying to do this entire time. Like, these are all the things that I've ever wanted to be doing, and they just happen to be happening at once. Another thing that really gives me energy, I guess, is the people that I'm around. I get to be around the coolest people that I've ever worked with at Daily Show that are constantly, like, whether it's hyping you up or you're able to bounce ideas off of them, and their enthusiasm and the way that they bring, like, their specific talents to the show always make me excited to be a part of it. And then the rest is just doing stand up on the road, which is just meeting all of you and, doing the meet and greets when we can and stuff. And those are real opportunities to get a second to chat, even if it is just a moment where, I understand, especially a late show, people are tired and they want to take the picture and go home and stuff. I'm never like thinking about it some type of way. I guess I'm more just so excited to meet the people who enjoy what I'm doing, because sometimes you are creating these things online and it's very easy to see a number of likes or a little ticker go up. And while those things carry their own sort of, excitement of like, oh, that's cool that people are watching, it's not until you meet the people that are watching that you get a real sense of what's going on. And so I don't know, if I'm being honest, if I've thought about balance yet or anything. I sneak in my naps when I can, and one day I will find time to sleep. But sometimes I will say I don't realize I'm asleep. I have definitely woken up and not been sure when I was sleeping. So I guess I get enough sleep.
How do you take care of your mental health?
I think I do lots of stuff. To me, I think you're constantly bombarded all the time with stimulus and with media. And I think that even though most of it is negative, the positive stuff there, whenever you open yourself up to it or whenever you focus on it, is just as overwhelming sometimes. There are a lot of people out there talking about the good things happening in the world. And if you engage with that stuff as much as you engage with like mainstream news and being up to date on the latest horrible thing that's happening in every country, I think you can find the balance that's actually happening. Because it's true, all these things are happening at the same time. And I don't know, I think that centers me sometimes, that like as many bad things as there are that are happening, there's so many instances of us seeing like the good in people and the good in the world and stuff. And so that helps me take care of myself. I have people that I will sometimes message if I'm having a rough time, for any number of reasons, just having those people really help. I think that therapy as well, depending on your version of it and what you found helps you the most, I guess depends on how often you lean on it. And so, yeah, I think therapy, I think engaging in as much positive media as I can. And I think, looking up specifically for news stories where something good is happening help me take care of myself.
Why are your tickets $400?
They are not. They're not. I cannot say this enough how much they are not. And because of how social works as well, no matter how many times you post that they're not, it may not reach the people who saw the thing. You know what I mean? Like we're all just missing each other because they're not at all. One of the reasons that you might see $400 tickets to my show are resellers. So I am trying to make sure everybody can come to the show. I'm trying to make sure that all the tickets are affordable, right? But if someone buys up a bunch of tickets and then they go to the secondary market and they wait until the show is sold out and then they try to sell it to people who want to come to the show but missed it, they're going to charge whatever they think they can get, right? So while it's $400 in this economy, $400. I am not asking that of anybody. $400 is too much money. Okay. I can't sing. Yeah, I mean, like we're not talking about tickets to like somebody who can do backflips or something like that. Resellers are charging these astronomical prices, which is why I tell people to join my email list. If you join my email list, I will let you know when I add shows. I'll also let you know when shows are happening. You'll also get access to pre-sale in some of the markets because we try to email everyone out. There's a whole thing that I'm learning about how like venue have pre-sale tickets and days, and everybody has a certain amount of tickets that they're allowed and stuff like that. But as soon as we can go to you with the ticket, we try to go straight to you. So that way the email is coming from me, and then you can get the ticket at its intended price, and we completely cut resellers out of it. Sometimes I even lose words for how best to describe how bad of a thing this reselling is, because it cheats you out of money, and it cheats a lot of people out of an experience, you know? Because let's just, for the sake of argument, say the reseller buys my ticket and they're charging $2,000. And then people are like, Josh, love you, nice little quips, nice little witty jokes online, but $2,000, no. Now, somebody who was willing to pay the like $35, $45 that I was charging for the show doesn't get to come. And then this reseller is blocking people from having a good time at the show, you know? So my tickets are not $400. If you see that, you know, not only don't you buy it, but also feel free to warn other people, hey, this thing is not real, you know? So hopefully I've spoken about it well. Hopefully.
Where is your hour-long Netflix special?
It doesn't exist, but I think maybe it could one day. We'll see. The reason I do stand-up is to connect with the people that I'm doing stand-up for. And that's been happening through social, through YouTube, through like live performance as well. So I feel like the connection is there, and it's getting stronger, and it's growing. And so I don't concern myself as much with like, oh, when are we going to get this thing, or can we get this person on the phone or something? Because to me, all things happen as they're supposed to in the right time. And so if there is a day that comes that I have an hour-long Netflix special, then the day that comes will be the day that it comes out. Until then, I'm having a great time posting and writing as much as I can, and just sort of putting that stuff out there.
Can you go deeper into your writing/performing process?
Yeah, so I guess I don't know. I could talk about it all day. So I'll try to give like some bullet points. I think when you're writing about anything, in my experience, I think taking the things that you find funny about them and the things that you find interesting about them and believing in them are going to be ways that you connect people to the thing it is that you're talking about. Not everything is interesting, and maybe everything can't be made interesting by a specific person. But I think if there's any like gold that you actually find in something, someone else will connect with that. I think the missing connective tissue sometimes is belief in the thing that you're talking about, and it's in a full understanding of what you're trying to say. And so whenever I'm writing anything, I'm trying to make sure that I'm fully distilling the idea down enough that if you don't know me, and if you don't know what I'm like, and if you've maybe even never watched stand-up before, you'll still get what I'm trying to say. And I think that is one of the main things I look for in what I'm talking about and how long I want to talk about it. And then I think that sort of all of life informs other pieces of it. So if I may be talking about one thing that has nothing to do with any of the other topics I bring up in my mind while let me see, now I'm rambling. Hold on. If you choose a topic to talk about, right, it may seem incredibly isolated. It may seem like one of its kind. But because of how long humans have been around, and because we have cyclical behavior, it's not. So no matter what the thing is, there's something like it that has happened before, even if it's only in spirit. And so I think that as soon as you pick something to talk about, you can find things that are similar to that thing that maybe someone might not understand thing A that you're talking about, but they've experienced thing B. And if thing B is a universal enough experience and you link it back to A, then I think that you can in turn at least give people the option of seeing what you're trying to say. And that's just one way to do it. I think that the other way is like take the thing that is your topic that's most important to you and breaking it down on every level. At some point with those layers, people will start to see what you mean. Whether or not they agree is like completely up to them. And luckily for stand-up, you don't really need anyone to agree with you. You just need them to be enjoying what you're saying and find it funny. Some things that we find funny are because of agreement, and some things that we find funny is because of the absurdity of it and how much we disagree. And so I think that in those ways, you don't really need to have the way a lawyer does an iron tight argument. You more just need to have all of your points built out and know exactly what you're trying to convey. And then that will be the link between you and the people that you're sharing with. I think that, yeah. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. I look forward to seeing you on the road when I come to your city. Make sure to join the email list. It's at joshjohnsoncomedy.com. And I look forward to making more videos for you in the future. You know, I really love what I'm doing right now, and you're part of why I love it so much. Yeah. Till next week. So when I swing my legs, are you getting that? No. Oh, you're not? Okay. That would be my undoing, because they are nowhere near. And it's like, it's hard to take a man seriously when they're swinging like this, because it's a natural thing. Like if they were on the ground, they would be planted enough that it wouldn't be a big deal. But because they're so free, because my knees are really off the edge, there is a dangle that's not only a bit dainty, it's a bit whimsical too. It's not the right vibe to try to be.
The shoes are also Velcro too, so that...
Yeah, okay. These actually aren't my normal shoes. I wore these because I lost my shoes. And so I'm still looking for my real shoes. But then until then, I have these on, and everyone has been looking at me like I need help. I have not encountered anybody in a store or on the street that has seen my shoes and not been, let's just say, extra nice to me. Dangling in Velcro shoes, it's not the look for a grown man. You know what I mean? Like, this is, when I tell you I'm positive that this is like a walking ick. Yeah, like this is bad. So I was also not happy about it, because I literally asked my girlfriend, hey, do you know where my shoes are? Which is one of the most insane questions you can hit a person with, because your shoes should have been left by you somewhere nearby. But I did not know where my shoes were, and I haven't worn these in maybe a year. I don't even know where they came from. I really don't. Like, maybe I bought them, but I feel like they were a gift, and not just a gift, but like a re-gift. Like, I think they were given to someone my size, and then that person was like, nah, I can't keep these in the house. It's better than not having shoes. I'm grateful to have more than one pair of shoes, but I'm also praying I find my real shoes soon, because, ugh.
The main shoes, they're what, on?
On clouds, yeah.
When are you going to get an endorsement? I mean, you have those on every show, every stage, all over the country.
That's up to On Cloud. I wear them because they're comfortable. But an endorsement would be nice. That would definitely buy some more On Clouds. Yeah, they might as well endorse me. I would just give the money back to them almost immediately in On Clouds.
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host and fellow stand-up comedian, Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I think I pulled my back in my sleep.
Let me put my...
I like genuinely, I woke up and it hurt so bad, and I was fine when I went to bed.
Yeah. I've had similar experiences where I wake up with a tight shoulder. I'm like, did I just pitch 6 innings in my sleep? Like, how the hell did I pull that off?
Yeah. My girlfriend asked me what was wrong, and I wouldn't tell her.
Why'd you just look? You just look like you were in a bad mood, and
no one should mate with anyone that they know is this weak. It doesn't bode well for offspring.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you're pulling your back out when your skin's still tight.
What's the dumbest injury you've ever gotten? Like, just like of that level of like doing nothing, hurt yourself.
Okay, so in PE in school, this is the other thing. This is why I actually believe in certain martial arts that look silly. I actually think that with the right practice, they could work. So you see stuff that's like, you see these like Wing Chun videos or, Aikido stuff or, you know what I mean? And you're like, oh, that would never work in a real fight.
Jazzercise.
Yeah, sure. Especially jazzercise. Especially getting physical in skin tights.
Yeah. Solid gold dancing. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Well, because you see stuff like that and you're like, this would never work. But you don't know that it wouldn't work because under the right circumstances, anything could work,
Right.
And I feel that because one time we were playing volleyball in PE and I went to just do like, one of those underhanded like hooks of the ball, like pop it back up in the air and everything. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I connected with the ball, so this isn't even me trying to punch the ball back up. As soon as I connected with the ball, I like basically pulled the hamstring on my other leg.
Oh, jeez.
And so it was like, imagine the ball coming to meet my hand. The ball doesn't even go back up in the air. It just hits my hand and droops off my hand and hits the ground. And then I hit the ground screaming. It was like out of a cartoon because I was just like, ah! And then as soon as I went to hit it, it like some weird. If it was like a kung fu cartoon, you would have seen my skeleton or something. It looked like the worst version of Mortal Kombat. It's crazy because you don't think you could hurt yourself in such a awkward way.
Right. Yeah. No, I think we've mentioned it before, but I've had multiple times where I've genuinely hurt my back by just having that moment where you step on ice and go, whoo? Like just doing that. I've done it multiple times where I've been like, then my back is fucked up for like a whole day.
Yeah.
You reminded me though of volleyball injuries. I weirdly have a couple of injuries associated. Well, one's not really an injury, but with volleyballs involved. In middle school, I remember there was a recess where we were just like, and it was like in the gym because I think it was like during the winter, and it was just like like this point in middle school for some reason we would still get like short recesses, but they don't really do it anymore. But we used to still. I remember we were in the gym and we were just playing dodgeball. We just split the gym down the middle, a lot of us, and we're just playing dodgeball. But we were like using volleyballs and just really winging them at each other. And I remember this one kid threw. I think I remember who it was, but he was like a pitcher and like a quarterback and stuff. Had a good arm on him. He launches it at me, square in the balls, just drops me to my knees. And the second my knees hit the ground, another one hits me right in the face and then knocks me backwards. So it was just like wham, wham. And then this is the only time I've ever had this like with a nut shot. Then like my balls hurt for an entire class period after that. And I went to my next class and I just sat down and like everyone kept walking by like, hey, you doing okay, buddy? And I just like sat down and like put my head on the desk. I was like, oh God. And then the teacher comes up and he's like, Logan, you okay? What's the matter? And I'm like, yeah, man, I just took one in the jewels. Like was my exact wording.
Oh my gosh.
And then he was like, well, okay, sorry. Science is starting now. Sorry about your balls. I don't think I can say that as a teacher. I'll get fired.
Yeah, you probably won't be able to learn this
Yeah.
class, but
Yeah.
you come back ready tomorrow.
Just know some good stuff's happening on the board. You'll get it later. Don't worry.
Yeah, it is funny because it's like when you in PE, our PE teacher was like a true sadist, and he had us play dodgeball, but one dodgeball game would last the entire period.
Oh, really?
So what he would do if you were out and you wanted to stay in, which of course everyone did at the beginning, you had to do this very weird, complicated run, like up and down the bleachers. Like you didn't just do a lap around the bleachers and come back. You had to go up the bleachers, down again. Then you had to go across the bleachers and then up. Then you had to come down again and then do like a circle. It was like it would take you some time.
Run over to the
right?
bench, solve the Rubik's Cube, run back, tag your partner.
Yeah, it was like the Amazing Race without any puzzles. It was just because then even when
The
I was
Amazing Race
out,
without any adventure.
yeah, I was out, and then I was like, "What do I need to do again?" And he got exasperated with me, like I'm
Like you made it up.
Yeah, like I made it up. I'm like, wouldn't it just say 4 times? Like, why are you making it this like it almost felt like he made us run that very specific course to get us dizzy so that we were worse when we came back in. Because kids were getting out and they'd run the course, and now you're coming back into the game winded.
Yeah.
And so you're winded, dizzy, and you got hit by a dodgeball, so you're not feeling great.
What happened to just like jailbreak? Like just way off to the side, wait for jailbreak. What's this new step?
Dude was a maniac. Dude was legit, like he was insane.
For your PE, did you like, because since you're saying your PE teacher was a maniac, was it like all just fitness stuff all the time basically? Did you have that kind of PE? Because I found there's a lot of different tiers that people had in their PE class growing up. Like some were like, you hear about some people, it's like it was constantly like doing the running and rope climbing and like all that stuff. And then mine was like, we literally went ice fishing and did archery and did orienteering and fucking, we did rappelling and scuba diving.
Jeez.
We did so much shit. Horseshoes. Tennis, shuffleboard, like we did billiards one year. He would just get, actually a couple years in a row, he would just get a bunch of pool tables from I don't know where.
Yeah.
And we would just take over the wrestling room, and like a couple weeks would be us just getting good at pool.
That's insane.
I know.
That's amazing.
I know ours is super weird, but
that seems like PE at a boarding school.
Kind of, but it's like I think it was just a small school in Iowa, and like most kids are in sports, so it's like, you know, didn't have to push a lot of us that hard, and the ones who really don't want to run are the ones who are gonna have an excuse to get out of it every other day anyway.
I mean, we had a general. We
went
had
bowling.
At least what I feel is general.
Yeah,
Bowling.
Bowling.
For
some reason, trying to correct it, I almost said boiling.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say boiling. And
Yeah,
then I was just
yeah,
like,
we,
what sport is that?
Yeah, no, we spent a couple weeks just boiling, crawfish. We just really got into,
Yeah,
just
he made us do
gumbos, and-
push-ups.
yeah.
Made us do push-ups in the water until it got hot.
Now while your gumbo's cooking, you got to do wind sprints.
Yeah, it was insane. Like basically, there was one where I it wasn't me, it was another kid. But am I crazy? Or
Yes.
does every ice? Okay, well, good to know. Now, am I crazy? But is this also a weird fact? Does every school seem to have a Scuba Steve?
You're gonna need to elaborate on that. What do you mean?
I guess I'm just wrong. So I
you
feel
mean
like
the toy from the movie Big Daddy?
no, not the toy. I feel like I've been in several situations. Maybe it's just a Southern thing or something. I've been in several situations where someone named Steve had the nickname Scuba Steve.
Well, I think that came from the movie Big Daddy.
That's what. Okay, so I'm wondering how big that was, or if I just know like 4 guys whose nickname is Scuba Steve and they're just not that interesting or something.
I mean, I remember it being kind of a big deal when that movie was out. You know, this is another great one that our younger listeners are really gonna, attach to. They're really gonna.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't try to take us here. I'm just telling you
I know, I'm kidding.
the
Jeez.
person. I just feel like I feel crazy because I know so I've.
It is weird that you knew like 4 guys named Scuba Steve, but I'm pretty sure they probably all have it just because of that movie.
Okay, that makes sense.
Is what I'm guessing, unless a couple of them were like scuba divers.
Yeah, I mean, at least one of them probably.
Are any of them a marine biologist now?
Oh, none of them.
Or a lifeguard?
Not at all.
Well, then I think they just watched that one Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, I
is
think
what
you're
it's
right.
sounding like. That's what I'm guessing.
You really put it in perspective for me because I spent my entire childhood being like,
Yeah.
why is he named Scuba Steve and he's named Scuba? And then there's an adult named Scuba Steve.
I mean, it still, though, supports your thesis of wondering, are these, are there a bunch of Scuba Steves? And your question going to, is that like an uncreative nickname? Yes. So it's just a different route, but we still got to kind of what your thesis was going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
just like,
took
yeah, it is.
everyone on this long and terrible road to to get us to this place of one time when we were playing dodgeball and we were very early in the process. So only 15 minutes had passed. So only a few kids were out. They were running the laps, the weird obstacle course, and running back in. And at one point, this is a particularly epic game. At one point, maybe we're 45 minutes in now, so there's only like 5 minutes left in PE, and it's like a tight neck race to the point where he calls it, where he's like, all right, from now on, if you're out, because he knew it had to end sometime. And Scuba Steve got hit. He got hit real good in. I know there's a scientific term for it, but I'll just say stomach. Somebody got him in the stomach real good, and then
What other way?
like I don't know if it was the solar plex or like whatever hit
abdomen?
him. I mean, yeah, abdomen. Whatever hit him knocked the wind out of him.
Right.
But this is the other problem.
Diaphragm?
Diaphragm, maybe. Like this is the other problem is whatever
Intestines,
you throw a ball.
gut. I just wanted to see how
I
long
mean, that's too deep.
I just
Yeah,
wanted to
he
see
would-
how long I could interrupt you with.
I mean, he would have been bleeding.
Yeah.
You hurt his intestine.
Took a dodgeball right in the intestines.
Had to have it removed by a doctor. So basically, so the ball that hit him got him out, right? Mm-hmm. But even if you have the best of intentions and you're not trying to be a jerk, because there were kids like that who would try to like hit you when you weren't aware, even though you were out and you were walking off because they were just dicks.
Sure.
But in this was a genuine mistake. About 3 different kids threw a ball at Scuba Steve.
As he was walking out?
No.
Okay.
In earnest, trying to get him out.
Okay.
One hit him in the stomach.
Right.
Which made him duck from the next one that was about to hit his face.
Right.
But as he came up, the last one, like the furthest one away, he just looked right up into it after he got hit in the stomach. So then he crawled. He crawled off of the court, and the PE teacher felt so bad for him. He was like, "Look, that was kind of uncalled for, even though it was a mistake. If you want to run a lap, I'll let you go back in." So he does. He's like, "All right, I'm going to do this for my team. I'm going to do this for myself, I guess."
I will have my revenge.
He runs this complicated lap.
He solves the lap puzzle and then
yeah, and then right as he's like, you can see the smile on his face. And right as he's about to run on, like the movie Dodgeball, he's going to try to catch one to get somebody out or something.
Yeah.
He's like posted up. Like you could make a trophy out of him running back onto the court, just smiling mid-sprint, and then runs right into a ball that was meant for somebody else. And it hits him across the other side of the face.
Oh, that's good.
It's so thin. Then he just he did this like chicken thing. Because I guess he didn't like want to grab his face, but he was also like disoriented. And so his arms were up, but they weren't touching any of his body. So he just had this weird like arms up thing out of pain. So he got hit and he's like this. And then as his head goes back and his arms go up, he like just because the other side is already very red. Like I should mention Scuba Steve is white. So he's very red from all the times he's been hit.
I kind of felt like it went without saying with the nickname Scuba Steve.
You never know, though.
Yeah, it's true. No, it's true.
Want to assume
it's true, but it just I don't know. It's hard to.
I've met a lot of black Bubbas.
Yeah, but I don't know. Bubba's got some flavor to it. Scuba Steve, it's just so nasally. I don't know. It just seems.
Yeah, and he was very, very white. So now he is very, very red. His whole head looks like a cherry, and the kid who kind of like from when you got hit in the balls, the kid who pitched that one was meaning it for a very agile kid. So he put a lot of mustard on it.
Right.
So you can actually see a couple of lines on Steve's face. And now he's been hit so hard that genuinely, I couldn't tell if he was concussed or just blinded by being hit in both sides of the face by the ball. So he just starts wandering towards the other team.
Well, he's got his arms out. He looks like that scene in Platoon. Like, and then he just like falls to his knees.
Yeah. Dude, it was so bad. It gets more
in the back.
And then you just hear the PE coach like, Steve, get out the way. And Steve just is going like, oh God, like because he's like trying to shake it off,
right?
And he doesn't know he's walking in the direction of more oncoming balls, so he gets hit like in the knee and then in the arm and so then he just hits the ground and he just sort of like crawls off of the basketball court. Oh man.
I remember one time in gym class, we were playing Capture the Flag, which I'm assuming everyone knows that game. That's not regional, right? Everyone knows Capture the Flag. You got the gym. It's on either end of the gym. One team's trying to catch the other one. I'm assuming, but I get surprised every now and then what things people don't have. But we were playing, and
do you know how poor you'd have to be to not have Capture the Flag? That's literally imagination. That's literally. That's anything could be the flag. Another kid could be the flag.
Well, dude, I started when I started subbing, and I subbed for a PE class, and they were right away. It like was written down. It was like, "Oh, play Six Flags with them," and I was like, "What?" I'm like, "There's not. That's like hours away, and the price of admission. That's gonna be. There's so many kids here." Like, but it's like they have a new version now where they do 3 flags on each side, and each team has to capture all 3, which I think was just a smart way to make a game go way longer so you don't have to intervene because they're always stealing just flags back and forth. Yeah. Anyway, we were playing Capture the Flag, but this was in the winter. And back when I was in high school, like now the school has like a whole addition added onto it. Like they added a whole extra part. So they didn't have this storage issue before. But during the winter, like in the real dead of it, they would bring out all these big coat racks and kind of put them in like our entry commons area that we called it, the commons. But it was like they just kind of would put this big coat rack there so everyone could hang their winter gear because we did like half lockers. So you couldn't really fit all your stuff in your locker. So you have to like hang your coats in this. During the day, though, like it was getting towards lunchtime, and we also would have lunch in the commons. So like about lunchtime, and my gym class was right before lunch, they would move all those coat racks into the gym, right? So those are now kind of just on the back wall near one of the doors. And then we're playing Capture the Flag. And there's at one point where I'm running, going for the flag, and the last thing I remember is looking down and grabbing the flag in my hand. And then the next thing I remember is me looking up and being pulled up off the floor and seeing just everyone laughing very hard, including the gym teacher. He was laughing very hard. Turns out what happened was I was running, and while looking down, and I grabbed the flag, I then, like a coat had fallen off of the rack. I stepped on that, slid like a cartoon character on a bar of soap, slammed into the coat rack, and then fell down very hard, hitting my head. So I got a concussion. Because I do not remember any of it at all, but they were just like, no. First you were doing this, and you did this, and you're that, and I just said, I'm like, guys, I don't, because they helped me up, and I just went, what happened? Did I win? Did we do it? Did I capture it?
That's insanity.
So I slid and just slammed into it and dropped.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I feel like there's so many instances like that where you're a kid and you're just like playing something and you either you either get hit or you hit something and it reshapes your day.
Well, because that was weird too, because that wasn't even my first concussion at that point, so I kind of knew what had happened. I'm like, I'm missing time, you guys. I think that was another concussion. I've had like 3.
Jeez.
My first, because I had that one, I had a concussion in football where me and another player, we slammed helmets really hard into each other. This was during a football game. We just connected helmets really hard, like stared each other down and then walked away. And then I got to the sidelines. And I literally just like clutched my head and was like, oh, fuck. Like I just had like the worst migraine I've ever felt in my life. The weird thing was the missing time didn't come till later. During the football game, I stopped knowing where I was, like while playing. And I stopped, like we'd lean in to hear the play and I wasn't able to like comprehend it. And I was left offensive tackle, and I would always then my friend Tom, who was the guard on my side, it got to the point where I just turned to him and go, what do I do? What's it on? And he'd be like, when he says hut, block that guy. Like that, and that's how we played like half of a football game. And I gotta say, we watched the game tape the next day. I played a pretty good fucking game for a brain damaged weirdo. I was actually kind of on fire, man. I was watching, I'm like, man, I was making hella blocks. Wish I remember them, but I was doing really good.
Man, I'm waiting for a play in a football game where, you know how the linemen line up? Where the other team, whichever team is going to employ this strategy, I'm waiting for, like, the whistle to blow and, like, the ball to get hiked, and then everyone on the quarterback's team just backs up. Like, just back up 3 steps and let everybody from the other line fall. Because you expect another person to be there and, like, hit you. So it would be so funny if everyone just moved out of the way. It would only work once.
It would only work once. And even then,
it would be so funny.
They usually stand up kind of to get in it. They don't just dive forward on their heads.
I mean,
like they just let their hands out. I hope someone catches me.
Yeah, but they stand up like they lunge for that other person. So if you just back up, they're gonna at least trip,
or just knock you on your ass.
I mean, that's the fear. I feel like that's why nobody does it. But legitimately, if you and I like were lined up,
that's the fear.
It is, because it's like if I told a football coach to do that, he'd be like, "You're out of your mind."
I mean, no, it's true. I mean, it's like why they teach you in like when you're a defensive lineman, they teach you to just real quick, right when the ball snaps, just quick like grab the shoulder of the lineman across from you and just tug it down a little bit and swim over them. Because a lot of times they will, if they haven't started standing up yet, you can just pull a dude right down.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, it would work once.
It would work one time
because they.
And then you get your ass throttled for the rest of the game because you've embarrassed this team, and they're out for blood now.
I mean, if they want to try, but they don't know if you're going to stand up again or not. Right. Now you've set up that fear. because it's exactly like when you watch a football game and you watch, like, don't even watch the rest of the play, just watch the linemen. I'm telling you, man, they even though they're standing up, they're leaning way too heavy forward. Yeah. They don't even take, half the time, they don't even get to take a step forward. They literally just stand up, lean forward, and there's already somebody blocking them. So if you just move out the way.
I like the tips from Coach Joshy here. These are good.
I got one play for every game. What else you want? Baseball? All right.
Did I tell you about this? Just happened a couple weeks ago when this comes out, but there was the Iowa State high school football playoffs were happening, and I can't remember if I told you about this, but there was like the highest scoring game in state history just happened, and I'll tell you this: one of the teams scored 94 points, and they didn't win.
Wow. So
The final score was 108-94. That's an NBA score, not a high school football game score.
I can't tell if that means both teams are really good or both teams are horrible.
But that's what it was on while I was teaching at school. One kid, then it was like third quarter still. One kid's like, it's like 70-something to 60-something. And I said, did neither team bring a defense? Did they forget? Are they down? Are they down, people? But it was just, I mean, it was 8-man football too. 8-man tends to be a little more high scoring just because I think, I don't know, you got a little more wiggle room or something. But there's less dudes out there.
Wait, how many is it supposed to be?
11. It's usually 11 on 11, but they're smaller schools, a different division that does 8-man football.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you're missing people, I imagine you'd score more.
But they
that's
usually
still high.
they restrict the field a little bit too. It's not like the full football.
Yeah.
Field. Yeah. 108 to 94.
I mean, you'd imagine those have been some of the best plays in the history of high school football, or else both teams are just really bad at stopping things they don't want to have happen.
The clips I saw, it was actually just a fairly sloppy game. Like there was one point like the quarterback just got hung up and just kind of like lobbed it awkwardly, and someone caught it, ran it in. Like it was. I think it was
insane.
It just felt like a like a schoolyard football game where it's like both teams had a really good player each, and then no one else really knew what they were doing. Just taking turns running it back. Oh my gosh,
that feels like. It feels like when you watch. I mean, we haven't watched that many together or anything, but it feels like when you watch some of those rare, like professional MMA fights where both people are bad.
Yeah,
and it's there's a lot of knockdowns. But it's not because either one of them are good. Like,
no.
One was a trip.
I mean, it's like if you drop a pot of chili, sometimes it'll look like a Jackson Pollock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every now and then you'd be like, oh wait, okay.
Yeah.
Look at that. I got to shampoo the carpet, but look at that.
A Jackson Pollock is, I mean, a bowl of chili is a Jackson Pollock twice a day. because this is the thing. When you're dealing with like things that could have you prone to injury like that, like football or combat sports or anything like that, it's like sometimes it's just very funny because sometimes the effort to do damage and the effort to avoid damage can sometimes look very funny. Like I actually went to an amateur MMA. It was like an amateur promotion. So these people are fighting to like improve their record to go pro,
Right.
Because like, something like the UFC or something like that, you want to have an impressive record coming in, not just for you to be able to say I'll belong here, but also for them to take you seriously. And so you see a lot of these like hometown, just like homegrown MMA matches that are like, oh man,
the ones that make you go, is this legal?
Yeah. But not even, here's the thing.
They used to have those in like bars in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and I'd be like, I feel like that that shouldn't be happening. This just feels like this is just sanctioned assault. It feels like kind of really.
Yeah, what people don't seem to understand with those two is that only a handful of them are like really bad. Like really bad, sloppy, you don't want to look at the person's face,
Right.
Their face is burger. Usually they're bad because they end very quickly and they're one-sided. So I actually watched one of them. I have no idea what happened to this guy, but he was beating he was beating everyone on a dominant level. Like he was beating them, not even in a way where you're like, this man is skilled. This dude at one point, which this isn't even legal, you should never do this. This dude was beating another guy so badly that then the guy jumped him to try to go for a guillotine choke. If you don't know what a guillotine is, it's basically when you get someone in a headlock and then you try to choke them out leaning back, right?
Yeah.
And this guy was not only not being choked, was not like responding to the choke at all.
Yeah.
He stood up with the guy still on him, took his mouthpiece out so he could take some deep breaths, then put his mouthpiece back in and slammed that dude to the ground. When he took his mouthpiece out, I was like, guys, you need to stop this fight. This isn't a fight.
Yeah,
this isn't a fight. And the only
He's about to eat him.
Yeah, the only person who doesn't know it is the guy who thinks he's choking him.
Yeah, the only one who doesn't know he's losing is the backpack.
The guy who's like, are you out yet? Is he standing up because he's out? Is that him quitting?
Yeah.
And then
Am I being picked up because I won? Everyone's so proud of me.
I watched a guy try to get away from another guy who was really coming at him just with a barrage of punches. And instead of trying to dodge any of the punches or counter or go for a takedown or anything, this dude literally ran like he was an extra in a Borat movie. It was like
In a what movie?
the Borat movie. Remember they did that MMA scene?
Borat?
Yeah.
Oh, Borat?
I thought it was Borat.
Are we, as in like my wife, Borat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Bruno.
I think you're thinking of Bruno, but also
Yeah.
just the way you said Borat. It was like Bo Rat. Like it sounded like a Southern wrestler.
Yeah, who
Like
well,
Bo-
how am I supposed to say it?
Borat.
Borat.
Yeah. No, I get it now that you say it, but first you were like in that Borat movie.
Yeah, well, how do you say it?
Borat. Like
Borat.
I want to be very clear. I'm not like laughing at your pronunciation. I'm just laughing at how you keep doing it the same way. It's
Well,
little.
I'm trying to hear how you're saying it. That's different from
Borat. No,
Borat.
that's better. It's just the first few times we're like Bo Rat, like it's two different words.
Yeah, Borat.
No, but they're not two different words. It's one word.
Yeah, I'm saying one word. I'm not taking a break.
You're hyphenating it at most.
Borat? Where's the hyphen in Borat?
I was where you're fucking putting it, where it doesn't belong.
It's Borat, right?
It's Borat. It's a little thing. I truly did not know what you said at first because you said that Borat movie.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of Bruno though.
I mean, yeah, the MMA thing you're thinking of, I think is from Bruno.
Okay, am I saying that one right? Is it Bruno or something? Something I'm not aware of?
Yeah, you're saying Bruno, right? I didn't mean for it to go this way either.
I didn't think you did. I mean, I don't even think anyone's going to remember what we were talking about now. I think it.
Yeah, I don't know. It was MMA something. You were on something about that Borat movie. You can hear the different way I'm saying it, right?
No.
Borat and Borat.
No, goodness. Borat.
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 There, that was better. That was better.
But that's what I've been saying the whole time.
No, you have not. The first few times you said Bo-rat, and that is just not how it's pronounced.
Borat.
Let's move on. This has got to be torture to listen to.
Fuck.
Oh no, dude! Don't... I can talk more about getting concussions. Let me feel better.
Yeah, the guy just ran from him a lot.
Oh no, I took away his confidence. Oh, sorry, bud. I wasn't trying to make fun of you. I was just trying to clarify because I didn't.
No, I didn't think you were trying to make fun of me. I was also confused.
This is that this is that bin Ben thing over and over again.
Did we actually leave that in?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I also have had situations in my apartment where I'm just alone, where I've like hurt myself, and so those are a little less embarrassing because you don't have to feel like, oh, I messed so much up, or I'm such an idiot and I embarrass myself in front of a person. Mm-hmm. But there is a small part of you that's like, I don't know, God saw it. That's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when
if heaven's real, Grandma just saw me.
So actually this would have been a weekend that we hung out together.
Okay.
But yeah, when I was still living in Chicago, I was on my own at this point at my studio, and I genuinely, like we're talking serious, I choked on a sunflower seed to the point where I really thought I was going to die.
I remember
and I was
you telling me about this.
I was like, how? But even as I'm choking, I'm like, there's no way. It's one seed. Like even as I was choking, I was like, how? It should take more to lodge my throat.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not trying to knock it loose with other sunflower seeds.
Yeah. I shouldn't need a plunger for a seed and a piece of shell.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't as if I was choking as in I couldn't stop coughing. I was legitimately choking like my throat was stuck.
Jeez.
And I was like, how? Like, even if it went sideways, I should be fine.
The seed, not the shell. Like, just the seed?
It was the seed, and it was a little bit of shell. And my throat was closed.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, what am I going to do? And I almost tried to give myself that self-Heimlich. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, where you like slam on a chair or something?
So,
you just fucking pile drive yourself into the back of a chair and hope whatever you're gagging on comes out. Yeah, I'm familiar.
I beat my own ass across the apartment because, so I'm choking, right?
Yeah.
And it took me maybe 2 or 3 seconds to realize, like, oh, it's been a while since I took a breath. I'm really choking. And then I didn't have a chair. I didn't own a chair.
Yeah.
So I just slammed myself against the kitchen counter. And it wasn't even the angle, because you're supposed to put the chair under you a certain way and then
you're supposed
plop
to get
down on it.
The aforementioned diaphragm. You're supposed to kind of pop right there, but you're
no.
just body checking yourself.
And then
like a fucking self-hating hockey player just.
And then I was like, oh my God, it's not working. And so then I did it again.
Oh God, this is how it ends. This is how it's over.
So then I also was thinking, like, okay, but normally when you're choking, before people give you the Heimlich or something, they slap you on the back. So maybe if I just slam my back.
Fuck off. No, come on.
I didn't get a running start or anything, but basically I tried kitchen counter, right? Yeah. And then I was like, that's clearly not working. That's only hurting my chest. And so then I just went against the wall behind me, like. So I didn't slam myself against the wall, but I just tried to bounce my back against the wall like someone would slap your back if you were choking, and that also didn't help. So then I was like, if I can maybe dig it out with my finger or something.
I already know how this is gonna go.
And so then I put my finger in my mouth. And I was definitely choking worse, but it wasn't lodging it.
God damn.
And then finally I took as much, because I didn't have that much air left. I was really panicking.
Yeah.
And so then I I just stood there, like just stood center of the little kitchenette that I had, and this is like after the finger thing, and then I just like really punched my own chest, like really like gave it like some beats. And that sort of knocked it loose.
God damn it. I want to apologize in advance for laughing very hard at your funeral, because your death is going to be hilarious. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to be some cartoony shit. Your fucking obituary is going to read like a Marx Brothers movie. Like, it's going to be...
Dude, it's like it was so scary because we're also talking about a period of like 30 seconds, like,
right?
Not,
but that feels really long when you're choking.
Oh,
and there's
yeah.
and this was, you said this was your studio.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there's that moment too of living by yourself, because I had that too, living in that basement unit I had in Chicago, where if anything happens, you're like, oh fuck, no one will find me for days.
Yeah.
And I had a dog too, so my thing was always just like, it depends, I won't be mad at her if she needs to eat me to survive, if no one's found me in like a week. If she like goes like the second I'm done breathing, I'm gonna be mad at her. I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah.
If she's like, oh, eyes closed, lunchtime,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah. I mean, it was terrifying because I was like, when you don't know, because most people can hold their breath for like 30 seconds or something, but when you truly don't know,
Right.
that it's like
When the next
your last breath
Yeah.
for a little while was 10 seconds ago, and now you're like, what's happening? And then you realize you're choking. And it wasn't even a choke that was like, I'm choking and I just can't force it up. It's like lodged.
No, yeah. I'm just imagining the detectives now, and they're in your apartment, and they find your body on the floor with your own finger just crammed in your mouth. And then they're just like, we found a bunch of bruises on his chest too. Weird.
I mean, the best I can hope for is that I'm not alone, and someone else in Chicago has died by a single sunflower seed. And then when detectives find me, they can be like, I think we have a serial killer on our hands.
It's the sunflower killer. He's back again.
Yeah, because
we thought he was gone for years, and now he's back.
He clearly beat this young man and then left his signature one sunflower seed.
Made him kick himself to death. It should be funny. The idea of murdering someone by holding their own finger down their throat. Just, I don't know why that's a funny visual. It's a horrible thing, but I hurt my shoulder bad enough the other week that I had to literally like sit down and ice it for a little bit. What I did is I held something up like this. Like clothes. It was something super light. I was for those of you listening, I raised my arm up slightly. I was just getting.
He raised his arm up like he caught a big fish.
Yeah, like, oh, there it is. You look.
Yeah.
Except for it wasn't a big fish. I think it was a pair of pants that I was just like picking. I was like getting just laundry out or something. And I remember moving it, and Jess was standing there with me, and I just went, ow, ow. And she's like, what happened? I'm like, I don't know. My shoulder hurts so much now. And then I couldn't get it past, like I couldn't raise it up at all then for like the rest of the night. And then this is where, it's fun to live with a nurse, because then she made me sat down and like ice it and wouldn't allow me to do anything. Here's the thing. It even kind of actually is a little hurt just doing this right now. I got a fucked up shoulder though, so that's why. But
yeah.
I fucked up my shoulder from a different injury, which is actually it's my other concussion. Let's get into this. Josh. This is my tying it all together. You know me. This story, but this is the story of how I received a massive concussion and some slight brain damage, which I love. Anytime I open with that, I say I've had brain damage, and someone always goes, "Well, that explains a lot," which is just a nice way to make fun of me. It's just
It's a nice way to find out
Yeah.
someone is not original.
Yeah. Yeah. And just mean and hateful. Yeah, so I got a really bad head injury after football practice in the locker room. You notice how I told the football one first to make it sound like they happened on the field. This one happened after in the locker room,
But not the same day.
Not the same day. No, these were different years. Even this actually happened before the one in football.
Oh, okay.
So, this was I was in the locker room. I don't remember this whole day. I remember like up till like lunch that day, and then I like erased the rest of the day from my mind. But apparently, what was told to me later was that we were horsing around in the locker room. We were weirdly like way too comfortable around each other in the locker room. Like, weird stuff happened there. I remember once I went to college and like would tell some stuff. I remember having friends be like, "Why? What? Oh my god!"
And so none of you were dating. like that seems like the next question.
I had a girlfriend at the time, you know. She was in Canada though. Like she went to a different school. You don't know her, but like I had.
But I had her.
Yeah, no, because we used to do dumb shit like just cover the shower room floor with soap, and then you get on your stomach, and we'd have races back and forth. Yeah.
That sounds.
Yep. Bring it home.
So nasty.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's probably one of the nastiest things I feel like you could do with soap.
I'm surprised there weren't more rashes, to be honest. I was really
because the idea that you're on the ground.
Yeah.
And it's not a clean floor just because there's soap on it.
Well, and especially too, it's like right after football practice too. So like we're all like showering.
Yeah. So now you've mixed mud, sweat, soap, and floor, and you're just playing worms.
Yeah. I saw one guy shave another man's pubes. So I saw that just a little bit.
Wait, this is the same locker room?
Yeah.
Okay, because you said that like you had been to war.
Yeah, no, this was in Thailand a couple months ago. Had nothing to do with this story, but I just thought I'd tell it. So that's just the weird comfort factor of my locker room. I know this is now sidetracked entirely. People are going to forget that I was talking about an injury and not just my my weird after dark locker room. But anyway,
after dark, broad daylight.
Yeah, yeah.
But y'all would do all this weird stuff in the locker room and then just go to class?
Well,
or is football practice after school?
Football practice after school. Yeah.
Okay. Because you know how some sports they do like
some
during PE, and then some of them they do like before school. Like that was a big thing with soccer. Soccer sometimes would be before school started.
Some like volleyball and like basketball would do that, but football I think that's kind of harder to do. And then your kids are all banged up for school. You know?
Yeah, banged up. Now go learn math.
Yeah, yeah. But what was told to me then, so I brought that up because there was always like horseplay, and apparently this is a volleyball again came into play. I guess first someone was throwing on a football, I guess just like in the locker room, like bouncing off the walls, trying to hit everybody or something like that. But apparently then a volleyball came into play, and I guess I was trying to. I'm now out of the shower and in like the locker room area, and I turned to like run away from someone with the ball, and then my feet slip. And then I just come down completely on my head, and then my friends are all like laughing. They I guess they all thought it was a joke. And then I started shaking. I think they thought I was doing a bit, not realizing I was having a massive seizure actually. And that's part of where the shoulder injury comes from, because landing so hard on my shoulders, and then they said I actually probably seized so hard I probably actually hurt my shoulder because my body locked up so hard.
Yeah.
And then a giant pool of blood gathered around my head, and then my friends were like, "Oh, no," and so luckily
blood and soap. And balls and floor and sweat.
Yeah. Then my friends just start sliding around in it back and forth. Good time for a blood race, you know.
This is the nastiest floor known to man.
And then luckily someone had just come down who was dressed. Because again, everyone had just gotten out of the shower. So I'm also just laying on the floor, covered in blood, surrounded by naked men. And I hope that's the only time that happens in my life. I really hope. I hope that's not how it ends for me. Is in this, I don't know, gangbang gone wrong. But
I mean, really, no banging. It's just sort of a naked gang.
I meant if it happens now. Yeah. Just a weird. We were playing strip poker, and then one day, I don't know what happened. We didn't do anything, officer.
Yeah, it would be hard to explain why so many people are naked.
So many people naked. That was a tough
one naked person.
Yeah. And once if two answers are even close to conflicting, sorry, you're all murderers. Sorry.
Yeah.
All of you did it. Everyone did it in this version of Clue. But then luckily I guess someone had just come down who was dressed, and they were like, call 911. And so they left. And then my friends, bless them for this, they saw me laying there, and they're like, well, I guess we should dress him. Which they shouldn't have done. You shouldn't move somebody who's laying there with a head injury. But so they decided to try to put my gym shorts on me. But they got both my legs into one pant leg of the shorts. And I know this because one of my few memories is from waking up in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. And the lady above me just goes, Logan, you fell and hit your head. Like, are you okay? Like, how are you doing or whatever, checking it. And I just said, my balls hurt. And then I passed out.
Oh, my gosh.
And then I woke up in the hospital. I'm surrounded by friends, and like my parents are there, and my football coaches are in the back. And then I see my little brother's there with another friend of his, and they had a JV game that night too. That will become important in a moment. But I wake up and I just ask what happened. And my friend Randy, who's there, he goes, you fell and you hit your head and you are in the hospital right now. So everything's okay. And I go, oh, okay. And then I look down at my arm and I see the IV in my arm, and I act fake perplexed. I'm like, oh, what's this? And everyone just goes, ugh. And I'm like, oh, okay. I was just trying to lighten the mood. I didn't think it was going to bum you guys out so much. And then I look up at my little brother and I go, did you win your game tonight? And he goes, no. And I said, pussy. I was in high school. That's why I said that. I don't talk that way anymore. Don't cancel me. But I said that to him there, and everyone just goes, ugh. And I'm like, what? I'm like, why is everyone mad at me? I'm in the hospital. You're supposed to be nice to people in the hospital. Why is everyone mad at me? And then my friend Randy just goes, you've done that 8 times. My brain was like trying to restart, and it was just skipping like a record. So I would wake up, ask what happened, make the same joke about the IV, and then call my brother a pussy, and then I would pass out, and I'd come to, and I would do it again. And I just kept doing that over and over and over again until the last one that I remember, because that's the only one I remember, and the only thing I remember from that day then really was that.
So, a couple things.
Yes, I'm just a couple.
One, that must be so scary for your family, friends, everything, to think that you're about to be the worst version of 50 First Dates.
Just every day.
Just every day you tell the same joke, you call your brother a pussy, and then you go to bed.
Yeah, me and my brother definitely wouldn't have the same relationship we do now if it had been,
honestly,
17 years of me just calling him a pussy every day.
The fact that you did it 8 times, if I'm your brother, I got to start to worry that you mean it.
Be great for that. On one of them that I don't remember, he was just like, listen, motherfucker. And like everyone like held him back. No, I don't care. I don't care where he's laying. I don't care.
I don't care. We can settle this now.
Yeah.
All right.
Talking shit's talking shit. I don't care what bed you're in. Yeah.
And then the last thing, which I didn't include in the couple things, I actually had I won't get into it now. I'll save that for I'll save the story for a different day. But I had a similar thing happen to me. But
that?
I wasn't. No. I was not the person who had the concussion or anything.
Oh.
But yeah, basically way back in the day, this girl broke up with me, and then And then she hit her head real hard, and then a week later broke up with me again.
No.
But not like, it wasn't like as dramatic as yours.
Right.
She literally like played lacrosse. She hit a pole.
Yeah.
Lost some time, and then just forgot she did certain things.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't like yours where she was like in the hospital for a little bit and blah blah blah. It was
I was in the hospital for a night, and they let me go and didn't.
It is weird how quickly they let you go with head injuries.
Well, and they really shouldn't have. They also didn't warn like my mom at all that there might be changes, because then like my mom got freaked out because then I had really bad depression after that, because that's what happens when you slam your fucking head onto a floor and knock yourself out.
Yeah.
It usually triggers depression. And so my mom didn't know that, so she just got really scared for her son. And then we went to a different doctor because I started having I had trouble in math then. I went back to school and went to math class, and there was a quiz, and it was a weird sensation I've never really had before, where I'm looking at the sheet going, I just learned all of this, and I don't know how to solve a single part of it.
Yeah.
And like the doctor kind of figured out like the part of my brain that controls math is probably what I rocked real hard or something. And then also too, I would then start panicking, and then I just like couldn't finish the test. I'm like, fuck, I don't remember math at all. But then we went to another doctor, and my mom was just like, I don't know, he's been like down too. And the doctor was just like, oh yeah, no, he's probably depressed. That happens a lot with head injuries. And then she was like, oh, well, they just let us go. And he's like, oh, how long was he there? He goes, we left the next day. And he was like, jeez.
That's insane.
So like the first hospital clearly didn't do it right, and the second hospital was like, oh man, that first one really should have done more for your kid's brain.
That is wild. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because you hear about things like that, and it's so often it's an adverse effect that's like fairly to really detrimental. Whereas I do feel like I've only ever heard two stories like this. They're very similar, so I won't tell both of them. But basically, there was a kid in high school who at least says that his uncle fell off a ladder and hit his head really hard, and then was way nicer after.
Oh, I've heard stories like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you only usually hear about like this adverse effect, or obviously it can cause depression.
Right.
It can cause like all of these other problems. But you rarely hear about the times where it's like, oh, he hit his head really hard. He had a really bad concussion. And then he really learned to chill out.
Yeah. No,
because it wasn't as if he had a bunch of adverse effects plus he was nicer. It literally, he was like a more relaxed person after that.
Well, not me. I was a real miserable fuck after that. Still am. No. I mean, I was depressed for a while, but
yeah, you did, punch that guy.
Who? What?
I was just trying to make something up of you being super aggro.
Yeah. You did burn. You burned down that bar that wouldn't let you do a show there.
Yeah, you did choke that guy at Starbucks.
Yeah, but like I kept saying like it's Logan, and he was like Lucius on the cup, and I'm like, you fucking idiot.
All right. Well, let's see if you can remember my name when I burned you with this coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Now you remember my name. And I was walking out, and he was like, curse you, Loudon,
Yeah, he was filing the police report. He was like, I think his name was Lucas.
Crazy dude.
Yeah. No, but
his brother was with him. He kept calling him a pussy. Out of nowhere.
That's always been something that's I've found very like interesting and, sometimes troubling, is some of those effects after the fact, because it's like you also don't know, it's so hard to tell some of it, because with things like with your thing, right? It's like, oh, these are stark differences in how I was before. But with other people, especially when they're even younger than you are, it's hard to tell, because you're like, is this how they were gonna be anyway, or is this the injury, or is this the, you know what I mean? And so I'm glad that, especially for your part, you really like overcame those like those general effects and were able to get the help you needed. Like obviously it wasn't easy, but
it took some doing, and some of it took years. I didn't really get a lot of the depression till later because it just hung there. But
yeah.
The weirdest thing was kind of like trying to retrain myself in math without. Like, cause then I just had to get good at. I taught myself just to get good at like fast math again because that was my junior year of high school, and then the prom theme that year was like a night in Vegas or whatever. And I remember with a friend, they like had like gambling tables in there, but you were just like gambling for like prizes or whatever. But we were playing blackjack, and I remember very distinctly the severe panic attacks like I was having inside adding up to 21. I was playing it off like I was bluffing, but really I was just like, I don't know what these add up to, because I was just like, math was fucking with me. So, and I was in like algebra 3, by the way. Like I was in like good level math and doing okay until I hit my head so hard it kicked the math out. You fucking monster.
No. What it is that I'm imagining you in the movie 21 or something, and then Kevin Spacey, whoever, is like, we got a real shark at the table.
Yeah.
No one ever really knows what he's thinking or what he's trying to do, and then it's just you sweating, being like, all right.
Yeah.
I got a jack and I got an 8. Jack plus, because you're not just doing math, you're doing card math,
right? Yeah,
which is another layer on top of the fast math you're talking about.
Yeah, just imagine if you ever watched like a poker tournament again or something. Just imagine those cool guys who are sitting there with sunglasses on. Imagine if in their head they're just going, "Oh God, everyone knows. Okay, everyone's looking at you. Everyone's looking at you. Oh, they know you're stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid idiot."
Because that to me, it's like, but the fact that you were bluffing it actually makes it so funny because you're sitting there and then people are like, man, Logan got ice in his veins.
I was playing all stoic, and keep in mind too, it's prom, so I'm in a full tuxedo just looking dead serious at a blackjack table trying to look really, really stoic and serious when really in my head I'm just like, now 4 + 2 + 5 is
oh man.
Yeah.
Logan just keeps saying, hit me. Man, he must have got all the 3s.
He busted 4 cards ago. What's he doing? Just refusing. No, hit me again.
You're not even in anymore. It's between 2 people, and you're like, from the side of the table, hit me.
Yeah. You want to know the weirdest thing, though, that I remember, though, from that incident? Because I just have, like, flashes of stuff. But the weirdest thing was... when you can't go to sleep, like when you have a severe concussion like that, like they come and they wake you up every so often. But they had me, they would always ask me what words they gave me. They gave me 3 words to remember. And then so every time they woke me up, they'd be like, hey, do you remember the 3 words? And I could always get 2 and not the 3rd one. But now I'll like never forget them because it was apple, banana, and tube. But I would always get apple, banana, and I can never get tube, which I think is on purpose to have like those first 2 go together and then a rogue one, But that's the weirdest thing is like I will always remember apple, banana, tube, like
Man.
Forever now.
Yeah,
that's like really stuck in my head from that experience because I was just like in the hospital bed as my head's fucking bandaged up, And I'm in my hospital bed trying to like rest off brain damage, just sitting there and being like, remember apple, banana, tube, you piece of shit. Remember these 3 words. You're embarrassing yourself in front of the nurses. Like it was just this weird like
yeah, it was this like, weird pressure.
This pressure, this pride. Like I'm like, you have to win this game. Like it's not a
yeah. That's wild, man. Yeah. That apple, banana, tube.
Apple, banana, tube. That's just.
You think we should call the episode that?
I was thinking about it. Could call it apple, banana, tube. That could be funny. A funny title. Just out of nowhere. Why is this one called apple, banana, tube?
Oh man! Thank you so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We are so happy that you have been tuning in, listening to our stories
for 20 episodes. This is our 20th.
This is our 20th episode.
Doesn't it feel like 100th? But this
Yeah, I do kind of want to celebrate our 100th because this has been a bit of a haul.
It's that strange thing of, I know everyone talks about like, oh, time in 2020 is weird, but like it feels like we've been doing this podcast for a long time.
Yeah.
In a good way, where it's like,
yeah, I'm surprised we don't have more episodes.
I know, me too. I'm always surprised when we like are saving it. It's like, what episode is this? Like, oh, 7.
Yeah, I remember when we finally hit the double digits, and I was like, "That's a lie." No, this has been so amazing. We are so grateful that so many of you have been reaching out to us and have been, leaving reviews. Please keep doing it because it really helps the show. It helps us broadcast to more people, and the whole point of the show is to brighten people's days and give them something to relax to. I heard that there's some people who haven't even finished a single episode of this podcast because apparently I put people to sleep. So I just want to keep doing.
That's why I'm here. My laugh is meant to jolt them back up. That's why we did this pairing. This is why it works.
Yeah.
It's a good team. As Josh is telling a story, and they start just getting a little bit, and then and then they come back. So
yeah, it's a real rope-a-dope situation.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you want to reach out to us personally, or for just leaving a review on the show or anything, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, at Josh Johnson on Twitter, at Josh J Comedy on Facebook, and at Josh Johnson Comedy on YouTube, where we're actually now posting full episodes of this very podcast.
Yeah. So this one you can watch and see what Josh meant by the chicken arm movements from the beginning of the show.
And if you're looking for Logan,
you can find me on Instagram. Logan M. Nielsen is my handle on that. And if you want to drop us a line, send us an email, which we are right now. We're still testing out in our Monday mailbag stuff. Or minisodes, or however we're classifying them. The shit we do on Monday. There's
a lot of Mondays and M's.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be easier to be like, oh, we'll just shift Monday minisode to Monday mailbag, but really it's just made it jumble it more in my shower floor damaged brain. But you can email us. That's joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com, and we've been getting a lot of great ones, and please just know that like we're still getting to all of them, and we will get to all of them. Don't worry, we're gonna get there, 'cause we've got a couple people kind of like, we had one that repeated again, like this is the same one, just to like remind us, which I appreciate too, but it's like, don't worry, we have too many cool people who listen to our show who want to drop us cool lines and fun topics too that we're gonna get to. I'm excited, so make sure you check those out.
Yeah, keep even if you've left us something before, please leave us something again. We love to read it, and we'll read it on the show. And we've made a whole show out of reading it.
And we've read stuff from Price a couple times, and I have more from him we're going to get to. So
yeah.
So don't worry. Email, even if you've sent us an email before, email us again. We love hearing from you. And I believe too, if you get on Amazon Prime, you can watch Bo Rat 2. That's out now. You can check it out.
Thanks so much for listening. Until next time, apple banana tube.
Oh no, it's our new sign off. Until next time, always remember, apple banana tube.